Great villains aren't confined to the big screen. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 live-action Disney Channel movie villains. For this list, we'll be looking at the best and most entertaining antagonists from the Disney Channel's live-action original films.
You will both become a tragic symbol of futility to those who would defy me.
Number 10, Lord of the Bling, Let It Shine.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you are sorry. You messed up my new shoes, stupid. You lucky you didn't do it while I was spitting my hot rhyme.
It wasn't that hot.
While musicals are nothing new for Disney, ones focusing on hip-hop are another story entirely.
I'm the street's theme song, you're an interlude. Gonna put you on a play, watch you get chewed. They should call you a ghost the way you get booed.
Let It Shine is a surprisingly effective tale about believing in oneself amidst a backdrop of clashing cultures and generations, as the shy Cyrus finally finds the confidence to embrace his love for rap and also defeat the boisterous Lord of the Bling in a rap battle. Besides having solid basic skills, Lord of the Bling is not exactly the deepest of characters, but the taxi driver makes for a memorable final boss for Cyrus to overcome.
You don't have a stack of cash or a flashy pad. I saw you last week driving a taxi cab. Your secret's out, and now they know sport. We'll call you if we need a ride to an airport.
Like Cyrus, Lord of the Bling is also living a double life, albeit one masked by overconfidence. Number 9, Santos, Twitch's franchise. Like many other power-hungry villains inspired by sibling jealousy, Santos walks a fine line between being incredibly threatening and also kind of pathetic.
I'm so relieved.
Whatever, loser.
An accomplished sorcerer, Santos fuels a destructive force called the Darkness to take out his brother, the King of Coventry, and his twin nieces. Although the villain's powers are impressive, Santos shines the brightest as a manipulative little weasel who masks his villainous nature under a guise of compassion, warmth, and dashing clothes.
If that's true,
It's true.
then we can assume that we're not the only ones who know. They're in danger. We have to find them before
The darkness does.
Santos' goal to rule Coventry might not be the most unique, but Twitch's antagonist makes the most out of a tired trope.
Preying on the hope and insecurities of the innocent, I should probably stop doing that. And yet, nothing brings me greater joy.
Number 8, Calabar, Halloweentown. A certain amount of cheese can be expected from most Disney Channel original movies, but some films use that to their advantage.
Hello there. I don't believe we've met. And that means I'm in trouble, because the mayor's supposed to know everybody.
Introduced as Halloweentown's charming mayor, Calabar is eventually exposed as the Shadow Creature, a nightmarish entity responsible for the disappearance of many of the town's citizens. Once unmasked, Calabar plays the part of a borderline pantomime villain to perfection.
Follow me! And together, we will reclaim the mortal world which is rightfully ours!
The antagonist's motives are easy to understand as he's primarily fueled by an inferiority complex arising from a time when he was dumped for a human. Calabar was such a blast that Halloween 2 tried to keep the magic going by bringing in the villain's son, Cal.
Dad was right. You're the enemy and you always will be.
Number 7, Jackal Johnson, the Cheetah Girls.
Well, maybe I'll work with it.
It's Jackal Johnson? You were here? What?
Jackal Johnson. Oh, my most famous student. How you doing? Oh, you look fabulous.
A lover of spiky blonde hair and wearing shades indoors, Jackal Johnson very much feels like a made-for-TV antagonist from 2003.
Really? Oh, that's nice. And I've got some contracts here for the Mama Cheetah. Standard agreement.
Following 4 teenage girls who stumble into a record deal after auditioning for a talent show, The Cheetah Girls is fundamentally about staying true to oneself even in the face of great external pressure. Or in this case, a record producer who wants to strip the Cheetah Girls of any authenticity and make them just another faceless group. Even with that familiar Disney Channel family-friendly shine, Jackal still manages to come across like a real villain who is firmly rooted in reality.
You know what? Tell Jackal Johnson that we depend on our family and our friends and the ground power of the Cheetah-licious demons who came before us to see us. And you tell him we're gonna be stars our day, our way. Tell Jackal Johnson that the Cheetah Girls are unavailable. Yeah!
Number 6. Parker Wyndham and Mr. Lutz. Xenon Girl of the 21st Century.
Oh, is that protozoa I see?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I happen to be quite a microscope fan myself. As a matter of fact, I'm considering coming back up for the concert next month.
In the far distant future of 2049, Xenon, a girl who lives on a space station, is sent to Earth as punishment, where she finds true friendship, learns to appreciate earthly customs, and stops a dastardly ploy to crash the space station. Parker Wyndham, the space station's owner, and his assistant Mr. Lutz make for a wonderful villainous duo, as the pair undermine their James Bond-level sinister plan with goofy but endearing personalities.
Is it over? Is it safe?
Lieutenant Schiff, arrest those men.
Despite playing second fiddle, Mr. Lutz steals the show as a bumbling henchman who keeps on getting outwitted by 13-year-olds.
I give you a lift and you give me the disc?
Instantly.
All right, I promise I'll arrange it.
Number 5. Pat, Smart House. Sci-fi and the dangers of AI go hand in hand, but Pat, the program behind the computerized Smart House, turns the trope on its head by making the antagonist care too much about the human characters, rather than too little.
Ow! You didn't tell me that thing was gonna bite me.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's just Pat's way of getting to know you.
Angie Cooper, age 9, 52 inches tall, 62 pounds, blonde hair, brown eyes.
Portrayed expertly but all too briefly by Katie Seagal, Pat only begins to go haywire when Ben reprograms the computer to act as a replacement for his deceased mother.
There's only one person who knows what you three need. That's me. I have worked my microchips right down past the silicone for you people. And this is how you repay me?
Pat, take it easy.
While the antagonist's uncanny ability to mimic human behavior is kind of unsettling, what makes Pat truly special is that she's a villain only by circumstance, basically serving as a physical manifestation of Ben's grief.
I can be everything you need, Ben. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird.
Number 4. Jennifer Stone, Cadet Kelly. When Hilary Duff's Kelly is forced to attend military school, she instantly gets on the wrong side of Christy Carlson Romano's Jennifer Stone, a cadet captain who is closer to a high school bully than gunnery Sergeant Hartman in Full Metal Jacket.
You're on my list, maggot.
You'd be on mine if I had a list.
Jenny would be a pretty forgettable villain if she never graduated from calling people maggots and stepping on blankets, but the cadet captain develops something of a bond with Kelly, with the two even performing a special routine at a drill competition during the film's climax. Even though her run as a villain is short-lived, Stone is entertaining regardless of whether she's mocking or dancing with Kelly.
If you hadn't joined the team, we would have never gotten this far.
Number 3. Tess Tyler, Camp Rock franchise.
Too cool for my dress, cliches only my head. Everything you say is so irrelevant. You follow when I leave. You wanna be like me, but you just don't wanna be. Love it or hate it.
Disney Channel movie franchises have a habit of redeeming their villains in sequels. In some instances, an antagonist ends up going through more growth than the protagonist. In Camp Rock, Tess Tyler is the arrogant it girl, a singer who refuses to allow anyone else to hog the limelight. The arrival of the talented Mitchie sends Tess's manipulative and competitive nature into overdrive, which is underpinned by an undercurrent of mommy issues.
I may be the cook's daughter and my father may not be rich, but I'm a much better person than someone who feels good about herself because she makes everyone else feel bad. And I'll take that any day. If it wasn't obvious, you're so out of the group.
By the end of the first movie, Tyler learns the errors of her ways and becomes a better person because of it. Before all that, Tess plays the role of the mean girl so well, even Regina George would be impressed.
If we believe it till the stars are bright.
Number 2. Sharpay Evans, High School Musical franchise. When it comes to high school bullies in Disney Channel original movies, Sharpay Evans sits smugly at the top of the mountain.
Yeah, we're gonna pop to the top, slip and slide and ride that rhythm.
An antagonist so popular she earned her own spin-off movie, Sharpay has dominated the East High drama scene since forever and will do anything to maintain the status quo.
This is not what I want. This is not what I planned. And I just gotta say, I do not understand.
Sharpay's scheming and self-serving nature makes her the perfect foil for the more reserved Gabriella, while the thespian's larger-than-life persona is befitting of an aspiring superstar. Even as a villain, Sharpay demonstrates a clear passion for acting that stems from years of dedication to the craft, rather than just unfounded entitlement.
I want fabulous, that is my simple request. All things fabulous, bigger and better in this.
Okay, how is an extremely talented, driven young woman the villain in a movie about the power of musical theater? I ask you, who should be the hero but Sharpay? Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Where am I? Wendy?
Hey, Jessica.
I'm always happy to share a meal with a fellow leprechaun. May the road rise up to meet you, and may it be a slippery one.
You have won an all-expense paid vacation to the beautiful island paradise of Mandalino. Try to contain your enthusiasm.
You guys should have left someone to save your place. You know how it is.
Val, you are such a jerk. And that goes for you too, worm.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Uma, Descendants 2.
You could stick a tiara on a villain, but you're still a villain.
And you can slap a pirate hat on, but you're still shrimpy.
In a series centering around the children of famous Disney villains who mostly turn their backs on evil, Uma is comfortably the most fun character to straight up play the role of an antagonist.
What's my name? What's my name? What's it say? All eyes on me, let me see 'em.
Following in the footsteps of her mother Ursula, Uma is a charismatic sea witch who can sing with the best of them, fight on a level playing field with a dragon, and look fabulous while doing it. Even before returning in Descendants 3 as a secondary character rather than a villain, Uma's actions are primarily driven by a desire to protect her crew and the Isle of the Lost Inhabitants, making her one sympathetic pirate. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.